Okay, hello, welcome back. So this is the next bit. ESQL, what I did the last time, I ran this script as you can see on my right hand side, clicking on run, and ESQL brought this. Now let's carry on from here. So what ESQL has done that I was trying to explain is to apply cluster analysis, cluster algorithm to look at the customer's spending pattern here to create a special unique algorithm to understand intelligently how the customer spends. Now bear with me, this is very important to get to the solution. Now, I'm not giving any secret out here. Your company can reach out to us, but this is a unique system behind the scene that fraud system analysts use, but making it clear that we know how it runs and we've been applying it in different industries, and we can help your company or you individually. If you have a business to run, you want to detect fraud, we can help you. So let's go back now. So yes, like I was saying, ESQL will now understand the pattern. Now, as you can see, what we have, we just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of data. If it's 1,000, a million transaction, ESQL can take it and understand the pattern. What has it provided us? Now, this is what it has provided us. I'm going to make it simpler. I have a chart here where it will be clearer. Okay, now, all right. So I'm going to take, this is the same chart, just going to move it to the other screen so we see it clear. Yep, we're going to put it here. So I'm going to close ESQL here so we have more space so I explain what has gone on now. So what you see in front of you, just bear with me while I make the charts clearer. All right, what you see in front of you, I'll start from the top. I'm going to click here first. Yeah, view headers. All right, I just want to get the headers up here. So what you see in front of you now, let's take example row 1 or row 2, sorry. Just going to color that out so we know what we're doing here. Close this one down, come to home and make it yellow. Fine. On this particular row, this particular transaction, which is column D, which is 100 up to last one digit there, ESQL has gone down to understand this pattern 0. But before doing that, ESQL has added up all this column together at the back of the engine, really, of the memory of ESQL. It has applied clustering analysis. Like I said, if you want to know deep down in what clustering analysis does, you can go into different books and understand it. Well, today I am just going to tell you that ESQL will clearly apply cluster analysis, and behind the scene now run its prediction on the next stage. This is the first stage. ESQL now understands all this and classify them on column F as they are non-fraud. These are testing data. This is the customer's data for it to understand. This is a model. We're training ESQL to understand the customer's pattern of withdrawals. That's clear. On the bottom side, as you can see, this is a graph. This bit is a graph just illustrating what is going on here. What do we have here? Is a chart, really. What do we have here? Coming on the bottom side, you can see fraud amount column. You remember there's nothing here on this fraud transaction amount. You can see column H, there's nothing here. We go to the outflow. As you can see, this is the same outflow. This column G, this is it here. There's nothing still there. There's nothing on the first one, and the next is minus 7,000 up to 1,398. The same thing here. On the cluster status, as you can see, there's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 for this particular modeling. Now, transaction ID, the same thing, and 1, and these are the unique dates, and that's all. What we have done, we have tested, we have kind of trained ESQL to understand this customer's pattern. Now, that is step 1. Step 2 now, because ESQL has done its training. I'm now going to load up this. Remember, this is just the data we have. So what I've done now, I've loaded on table 2 all the data exactly how it was. Remember, what I loaded was just number 2, row 2 up to this bit to ESQL for the training. I'm just going to go back so you see it well. This is what I loaded. If you come to our chart here, this is the table 1. Yep, this is what I loaded. So now I'm going to go back to table 2 when I now load all the data. The first bit is the training data. This is the real life data. I'm going to explain it in a bit now. So I'll come here now and load it. Yes, so now this bit, this is what we just did now. I'm just going to highlight it so we know. We just did this bit now. We trained the SQL with the parts colored all yellow here. What is the next bit? This is the real life that they want us to now test if our model is working. What do we have here? First of all, there's an inflow of 3,000 here to the customer's account, the same customer 1. And on the right hand side, there's nothing here. The next bit here, these are fraudulent transactions, which means, for example, on this particular day, the customer, for example, I'm just going to color in red, the customer lost his or her credit card. This is just a sample scenario. Lost his or her credit card on this particular day. On the next day, yes, the customer got inflow, that's fine. On the third day, the fraudulent character starts making withdrawal, as you can see. Just going to make that white. So this is the picture. The fraudulent person start making withdrawal, 50, 1,000, 2,002, 2,000. How do we know that these are really fraudulent? How can we detect it? How can the bank or the financial institution timely freeze this account or take needed action as at when this kind of transaction starts occurring? Then the bottom, as you can see, this is the customer, for example, maybe got the card blocked before the customer maybe went into the office of the company, now got everything card blocked, but transaction has already happened. The customer now see, as you can see on the first 2024 it happened. Then until on the 6th the customer got a new card and blocked it, and 7 the customer started using the card. But in the middle, in this red colored area, the fraudster has made transactions. How do we know? How do we detect it? How do we advise the bank? How can the bank have a system where they can predict and freeze the customer's account before all these losses come in? Let's go and see. Now from this particular stage, I'm going to run ESQL to do the final step of this analysis. I'm going to put this on the side here. I'm going to go to view 2 and run that same script to see what it will do. Now just watch what's going on. ESQL is carrying on the next bit using the same model ESQL created before, is now applying that model to see if there are new transactions in that does not that is not really following the cluster analysis that ESQL has under its memory. The model, the training that I've given ESQL should now be able to detect any fraudulent activity on this customer statement. Wonderful. What can you see it? You can see ESQL is going along. There's more data coming up. The beginning ones, I'll just go from example from all right, ESQL is finished. Wonderful. So I'll put this one down again. I'll load the map again. Once more, I have a sample map here. I'm just going to take this map. Yes. Going to copy this map, come to this page so I can explain clearly here. I'm going to close the ESQL on the side. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so I can drag it. So I can drag it very clear for us all to see. Yes. All right. So just so I can map also the new data that has come in. I'll click on select data and just put the particular yes. All right, so what do we have in front of us here? Let me be sure that this is working well. Okay. All right. So what do we have in front of us here? Just going to push this a little bit downwards. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Yes. So this bit, I talked about it before. I'll just color that out, yellow. The next bit, as you can see, this is where it gets very tricky. You remember the fraudulent character started making withdrawals from this bit. And you can see, yes, as you can see, ESQL was able to detect two two of the injection. What is this data? Let me highlight it. Let's go. You can see first 2024 at 1420. Let's have a look at the raw data here. As you can see, first 1420. Perfect. ESQL was able to detect this as fraud 50. Let's have a look at 1000, 2002 and 2000. Let's have a look. Was ESQL able to detect them? Oh yes. ESQL was able to detect two. This is, like I said, training. The more you train ESQL, the more ESQL will detect the rest. Now, what are the other ones? ESQL is detecting this as non-fraudulent. This is because we need to kind of load more data and it will be clear. But guess what? The 1709 with the same pattern that this clearly is the same pattern the customer has used. That's why ESQL detected this as non-fraudulent. This is absolutely very, very close, very, very accurate. Coming on the bottom, you can see it now that this is a graphical representation of it. As you can see from 1st of 10 up till 1220. These are all non-fraud. You can see at the top. Now, on the next bit, as at first 2020, 2024, 1420, ESQL has detected this. This is fraud, classing this as non-fraud, non-fraud this two, and fraud this two. So it has applied clustering analysis and stochastic analysis behind the scene to be able to detect this. This is absolutely wonderful. We can inject more data to train, and we'll now see how the improvement will go. I am going to do more video. I'm going to come out to apply ESQL in more advanced scenarios in different industries. So watch out how we go, how ESQL detect fraud in front of you clearly with simple algorithm, applying cluster analysis, applying stochastic analysis. Just so you know, this is clearly in line with machine learning. You train the model, then apply the model to real life data, and we can help you achieve that in your company and save this customer from the losses. Look at some losses that this customer must be incurred in this particular scenario. So we can help your company to achieve that as fast as possible. So what have I done today now? As you can see clearly now, I've demoed what ESQL can do. Stay with us. I'm going to demo more. I'm going to go through different industry with fraud cases. As you can see, the use case is quite elaborate, really. For example, you can use this. This is the banking, financial we've just done. Healthcare could be fraud cases, up to social